Eat that frog. 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done in Less Time. Written by Master Brian Tracy. Before continuing, like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.
Number 15. Make the most of your energy levels. Tracy says that another way to be your most productive is to guard and nurture your energy levels. Working too long hours, failing to get enough sleep, eating unhealthy foods, and foregoing exercise are all ways we deplete our energy reserves, and as a result, our productivity suffers. We all have an internal clock, or chronotype, that impacts our energy levels throughout the day. If you work with your chronotype, you're more productive. If you work against it, you're less productive. If you take time to find your chronotype, you can use it to your advantage to eat your frog at the point in the day when you're most likely to be energized and focused. Number 16. Become an optimist. Another way to motivate yourself to eat your frogs and meet your goals is to control your thoughts. Instead of letting negativity slip in and derail your plans, Tracy says you must refuse to let the unavoidable difficulties and setbacks of daily life affect your mood and emotions. If your personality trends more toward pessimism than optimism, you may be rolling your eyes at this principle. In that case, it helps to think of it less as being a cheerleader and seeing the good in every situation, and more as overcoming the negative thoughts and skepticisms that prevent you from moving forward. You don't necessarily have to be an optimist, you just have to learn how to dismiss the thoughts that tell you it's not worth continuing to work toward a goal after you run into delays, problems, or disappointments. Number 17. Don't let technology distract you. Technology is designed to make you more productive, but if you use it incorrectly, it has the opposite effect. If it feels like you spend your days hopscotching through emails, instant messages, and phone notifications instead of accomplishing important tasks, it's time to reset and rethink how you're using technology. Number 18. Break your tasks down to their smallest possible components. After you defined your goals, you broke those goals down into actionable tasks. But Tracy recommends taking it a step further and breaking your tasks down into the smallest possible components. The smaller the task, the easier it will be to start and complete because you'll be less overwhelmed by the idea of jumping into the task. As an example, let's say your goal is to make $20,000 more this year. To do that, you'll have to find a new job. One task you need to complete is updating your LinkedIn profile, but it needs a lot of work. Instead of having the task, update LinkedIn profile, on your to-do list, break that down into smaller tasks. Then, your to-do list will be filled with smaller, more manageable tasks like, write a summary for my LinkedIn profile, ask coworkers for recommendations, and document my responsibilities and accomplishments for my current role. Number 19. Schedule time on your calendar for eating your frogs. To make progress on your frogs, you need large blocks of time to focus on them. But finding large blocks of time to focus on tasks requires a dedicated effort. You can't leave it to chance and hope no one schedules a meeting in a time slot you'd hope to dedicate to working on your goal tasks. Instead, Tracy recommends scheduling time for focused work. Schedule time on your calendar at the end of every workday for working on your frog the next morning. Or create a recurring meeting for the first 2 hours, or whatever amount of time is appropriate, of every day to make sure you always have time blocked for goal tasks. Number 20. Find your flow. Flow is an optimal productivity state where you're fully immersed in and focused on the task at hand, so much so that you barely notice the passing of time. While in flow, Tracy says you feel elated and clear. Everything you do seems effortless and accurate. You feel happy and energized. And while flow can feel like something that just happens, there are ways to trigger your flow state. Tracy says that creating a sense of urgency helps, as does building up momentum. The more tasks you complete that move you closer to your goal, the more momentum you'll build. Often, the simple act of continuing to make progress toward your goals makes it easier to trigger your flow state when working on goal tasks. Number 21. Work on a task until it's complete. After you start working on a frog, continue working on it until it's complete. When you stop working on a task to focus on something else, it increases the amount of time it will take you to complete your original task. So once you've selected a task and have started working on it, work on it until you can take it off of your to-do list. To do this effectively, you'll need to make sure you have tasks that are small enough to complete in one sitting. You'll need to make sure you have time blocked to work on your task. And finally, you'll need to make sure you've correctly estimated the time it will take you to complete the task. A summary of the Eat That Frog productivity method. These 21 principles make the Eat That Frog productivity method sound like a lot of work, but in truth, the approach is pretty simple. Define your goals and write them down. Break those goals down into tasks. Break those tasks down into the smallest possible subtasks. Prioritize your tasks, and delete/delegate tasks you don't need to do. Schedule time on your calendar every single day, ideally first thing in the morning, to work on your highest priority goal task. Focus on your goal task during your scheduled time, and work on it until it's complete. Your goal tasks and their subtasks are each your frogs, the things you want to eat first thing every day to ensure you stay focused on completing your most impactful work. That's really the essence of Eat That Frog. All of the other principles are designed to support your efforts and avoid things like negative thinking, technology interruptions, poor planning, and lack of clarity that get in your way of following those 6 steps. Make a decision to practice these principles every day until they become second nature to you, Tracy says. With these habits of personal management as a permanent part of your personality, your future success will be unlimited.